the spirit for the Lord. I can't turn down. Talking too much, bruh. It's time for you to learn now.
So what they hearing, they offended, get a word now.
Leviticus 13 and verse 29. Let me ask you something. Why do you put, I'm gonna ask you, why do you put yellow in your hair? Or why do you change the color of your hair? It's style, right? It's style. Guess what? Do you know that the style you're following is after the same people who oppressed us? Because do black people naturally have blonde hair?
Bring it out.
Do black people naturally have blonde hair, Martha? No, we don't.
Right.
Who has blonde hair, sis? What people have blonde hair?
Bring it out.
White people, yes, white people. But guess what? Our sisters, we change the color of our hair. We like to think it's style, but really, Proverbs 3:31, and then we're going to go to Leviticus 13. Really, in our mind, we envy, in the back of our mind, we envy the other nations, sis. We envy the white women. Our sisters envy the white women. They want to be the white women. That's why a lot of sisters, you didn't do it, and all places don't do it, but they like to change, they make their skin lighter. They don't understand that black is beautiful, sis. And I'm going to show you that. They don't understand that black is beautiful, sis. You probably was never taught that. Has anybody told you that black is beautiful?
No.
Someone told you? Okay, all praises. Guess what? The Bible say it too. But guess what? Has anybody told you that your natural hair is beauty as well?
Right.
Someone's told you that? But guess what? It's not natural when you put yellow in your hair. It's not natural. When you start to change the texture of your hair or change the color of your hair, guess what? You're envying our oppressors.
Right.
You're envying the people who put us enslaved and destroyed us and think you're nothing. Right? I'm going to let you to listen to this. Read that.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
So the Bible said, Martha, we're not supposed to envy our oppressors. Our oppressors are the ones that put us on slave ships. You know about slave ships? You know about us being sold, our families getting split up, us working in the cotton fields? Guess what? Those people, those are our oppressors. Guess what? They are still our oppressors. That hasn't changed. So the people who put us into slavery in the 1600s, those are still our same oppressors. The Bible's telling us not to envy them, not to follow their ways. So if they want to have blonde hair, if they have blonde hair, God said, don't put blonde in your hair, sis.
Right.
Leviticus 13 and 29. Don't put blonde in your hair. Don't follow the ways. Don't dress like them.
Right.
Don't keep Christmas. Don't keep Thanksgiving. Don't keep Easter. That's all their ways. God gave us high holy days. God gave us a way to look. God gave us laws and commandments that we should follow. But when we go outside of that, sis, we start to envy them. And guess what? We get destroyed, sis. I'm showing you right now. Martha, watch. I'm going to show you about yellow hair. God don't like that, sis. Read that.
Leviticus chapter 13, verse 29. If a man or woman have a plague upon the head or the beard, then the priest shall see the plague. And behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair.
What color?
Yellow thin hair.
The Bible called yellow thin hair a plague, a disease, something that's not good that God don't like, right? So the Bible said if they see a yellow thin hair,
then the priest shall pronounce him unclean.
So God's saying that's an unclean thing. We don't understand that blonde hair is leprosy. You know what leprosy is?
Bring it out.
Leprosy is something that lacks its color or pigmentation. The white man, the white woman, they're leprous people. They don't have pigmentation. That's why in the sun, you know that white people, they get sunburnt when they're in the sun. Do you get sunburnt? No, why? Because we were built to be in the sun. They're lepers. They can't handle all that heat because their skin's gonna mess up. Their hair, they don't have pigment. They don't have the melanin to protect them. We do. We're better. Guess what, sis? You're better than the white woman and the white man. You're better. You're not below them, sis. You're better than them, right? But guess what? If you're better than someone, you shouldn't drop your standards to be like them, sis.
Right.
You shouldn't have yellow hair in your hair. You got to remove that out your hair. You hear what I'm saying, sis? Your hair is beautiful. Watch. I'm gonna show you. Give me Jeremiah 1:5. I mean, Song of Solomon 1:5, and then Wisdom of Solomon 13:3. Right? Your forefathers and your forefathers had woolly hair like me and you, and it was beautiful. They loved themselves. They weren't trying to put their hair blonde. Okay, you see what I'm saying? But a lot of our sisters, they change their color blonde, red, blue, green, because they don't love themselves. When you have to change the way you look, sis, it's because you don't love yourself. But it's okay, Martha. We're going to show you in the Bible how our people felt about it, so we can have self-esteem. We can feel better about ourselves. We can love ourselves again. Read.
Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. I am black.
What do you say?
I am black.
Sis, what, are you black? Your skin is black, right? Read.
But comely.
He's what?
But comely.
What does comely mean, sis? Huh? Humble? Okay, it means beautiful. So Solomon is calling himself black and beautiful. That's in the Bible, sis. Black people are all in the Bible. Black people are all in the Bible. Song of Solomon. Solomon is saying he's black and beautiful, sis.
That's right.
What comes with black? That text, that woolly hair you got on your head. Right? The black skin you got, the melanin, the dark skin you got. That's all what makes you beautiful, sis.
Bring it out.
But when you want to change your hair to make it yellow, when you want to change your standards and look like the other people who oppress us, guess what? We have low self-esteem and we're envying our oppressor.
Right.
God don't want us to be like that. Right now, read Wisdom of Solomon 13:3. Because where we find our standards of beauty, it's not on TikTok. It's not from Ariana Grande. It's not from Beyonce. It's not from these other celebrities, these other nations, sis. It's found in the Bible, right? Read.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, verse 3. With whose beauty, if they, being delighted, took them to be gods, let them know how much better the Lord of them is. For the first author of beauty has created them.
So guess what? The first author of beauty, which is the Most High God, created us in His image. If the Most High is beautiful, guess what we are if we were created in His image? What are we, sis? Huh? You can say, sis. What would we be? The Song of Solomon, King Solomon saying he's beautiful, and we was created by the Most High God, the only God. What makes us, sis? What makes you, sis?
Bring it out.
Beautiful, sis. You got to be proud. You got to be proud to say that.
Right.
But that's when you're keeping God's laws and commandments. It's not when you're changing the way you look, sis, to try to look like this guy. Right? Read it again.
Verse 3. With whose beauty, if they being delighted, took them to be gods, let them know how much better the Lord of them is.
So guess what? We are better than the other nations, sis. You don't need to change the way you look. You're beautiful the way that God made you, but when you change your hair, that's when you're going off, sis.
Right.
So we don't want you to we want you to get rid of the yellow out of your hair. You got natural, beautiful hair. It says the Bible. Keep reading.
For the first author of beauty has created them.
So guess what? The Most High God, the author of beauty, created us. Meaning He created us beautiful. We don't have to change the way we look, sis.
That's right.
We don't have to follow Ariana Grande, okay? You follow what I'm saying, Martha? We got to change the way we look, okay? I mean, we got to we can't change the way we look. We got to keep our natural color of our hair. Our beauty that God gave us, right? Because let me ask you something. What did God look like? What does God look like?
Bring it out.
What color is God? What color is God, Martha? Huh? It doesn't matter to you. See that? It's written in the Bible. It does matter. There's a description of God in the Bible. You know why it doesn't matter, Martha? Because churches in America, they teach you it doesn't matter.
Bring it out.
They're going to tell you, Martha, it doesn't matter. You know why? Because if you actually read in the Bible that he was a black man, you will understand that you were beautiful and you're better than those people who are telling you that it doesn't matter.
Bring it out.
This guy tells you it doesn't matter. If it didn't matter, sis, why do they have these in the church?
That's right.
Why do they have a white man in the church with blonde hair and blue eyes? That does not look like anything like you or your people.
Right.
If it didn't matter what Christ looked like, why is he white?
Bring it out.
Ah, see? You never thought about that, huh? If God or Christ's color didn't matter, why do they have this image in the churches? Why do they tell you that he's white and God is white and the angels are white? It's because they want you to serve them and bow down to them and let you know and submit unto them. But guess what, sis? You're better than greater than them, right? I'm going to show you something. Daniel 7:9.
Daniel chapter 7, verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit.
So the Ancient of Days is talking about God. He has no beginning, he has no end of days. It's talking about God, okay, Martha? You understand? Read.
Whose garment was white as snow.
So guess what? God is not a puff of smoke. In order to have a garment on, you have to have what? In order to put clothes on yourself, what do you have to have? What do you have to put clothes on yourself? A body, right? In order to put pants or a skirt on, you have to have a waist. You have to have legs to put your legs through it, right? You have to, in order to put a shirt on, you got to put your arms through the shirt. You have to have a body, right? So right here it's saying the Ancient of Days, which is the Most High God, he has a garment on, right? Read.
And the hair of his head.
No, not only does he have a body, but God has hair on his head. He's not a puff of smoke, Martha. God has a body, right? Read.
like the pure wool.
Like the what?
Pure wool.
What's the texture of your hair, sis? What's the texture of your natural hair? What texture is it? You don't know? You know what a sheep is? What type of, it's woolly, right? Wool comes from sheep. Don't you have the same type of texture hair as a sheep? So guess what? What type of hair did God have?
Like the pure wool.
So the hair that sat on top of God's head was woolly.
Right.
Like yours, Martha. Guess what that's telling you? What people have woolly hair? Does white people have woolly hair?
Bring it out.
What type of hair? They got straight hair, right? So who has woolly hair? Us, sis. So how's the Bible describing God? What color is he, black or white? He's black, sis. He's black. So guess what? I'm showing you in the Bible that the Bible said he's the author of beauty. So guess what? If he's the author of beauty, what is he going to make his people look like? Huh? Beautiful in what color? Black.
Right.
He's not going to make them looking like this. This is a lie, sis. Right? Give me Revelations 1:14. Because Christ was God's son, right? What did he look like? So this is Christ? So God is black, but Jesus is white. They're the same person. Okay, we're going to correct that, right? But I'm going to show you what Christ looked like. Revelation 1:1.
Revelation chapter 1 verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
So look at this sister right here. Look at this sister right here. She got woolly hair. She got God's hair on her head. She doesn't have stringy hair. That's not God's hair. She got woolly hair. That's how God's hair looked like, just like yours. That's woolly hair. That's a perfect example right there with God's hair. Woolly hair. Right? But look, let's read about Christ.
Which God gave unto him to show unto his servants, verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So guess what? Now it's talking about Christ. His hairs on his head and his hairs on his beard were white like wool. The same wool that Christ had, which belongs to what type of people? Black people, us, right? Read.
As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass.
What color is the top of your foot? Is it the same color as the rest of your body? Yes? Okay, so Christ, John is looking at Christ's feet, and it was like unto fine brass. What color is brass? Brass. What color is brass?
Bring it out.
Huh? Black. It's not black. You ever like watch the Olympics and they get medals, first place, second place, third place? The third place, the bronze medal, what color is that? And it's brown. It's brown. It's a shade of brown. Right? So it's saying Christ's feet were brown, meaning the rest of his body was brown too. You're not going to have green feet and brown skin. Right? You see anybody with green feet and brown skin? No. Christ's feet was brown and the rest of the body was brown. Keep reading.
As if they burned in a furnace.
So guess what? Not only was it brown, but it was burned in a furnace. You cook? If you burn something when you cook, what color does it turn? Black. So Christ is a brown man. It's saying he's brown, but he's so brown that he looked like he was burnt. So guess what color he was? Black. This is what Christ looked like. Christ looked like this. Christ looked like you.
Right.
He didn't look like this, sis. They put these in the churches to lie to you. When you were in slavery, this is what they gave you.
Bring it out.
They put you in slavery and said, black is ugly, white is beautiful, worship me. That's what they did, sis. So that's why in your mind you want to change change the color of your hair. That's why you want to change the way you dress.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.